one of the P's that's very important, and if you're going to do this, do it up front, is really think through what is the purpose for this change? And is the purpose aligned with your internal passion or anyone on your team's passion? And I'll explain a little bit. Again, long history, long career, and one of my most recent roles, I knew we were doing really good stuff in the people metrics, whether it was about our own employee engagement scores, whether it was about our patient satisfaction scores. I come from a healthcare background. Our quality was pretty darn good. So I knew the quality metrics were in great hands, and we had a lot of physician leaders who I felt comfortable were covering that. High reliability. We had a great PI team and a quality team and compliance team. So pretty good, although we certainly had work to do. But I was able to see that the biggest work in front of us would be around the cost structure of our organization. And even though have always been in healthcare, I'm not a clinician. I've always been in the business side. So I came to the organization and saw this as an opportunity, and really it was about how could we be even better with the cost structure, because as a not-for-profit healthcare system, I inherently knew we would have employers in our market who are paying very high health insurance rates and detrimenting their financial bottom line, their ability to hire people, their ability to generate in the economy. I also knew that we had patients that couldn't afford their copays, couldn't afford any of their out-of-pockets. There were patients in bankruptcy court. So I knew when I said, I want to focus on cost, that it was in order to be able to lower our costs so that we could eventually lower prices for our patients and the local employers. But did I use that language? No, unfortunately. I just talked about our cost structure, our percentile ranking as we looked at benchmarks across the country, as we looked at staffing and productivity and efficiency. Even though in my heart I knew there was a real purpose here and well intended, and even though I had hoped everyone would just get on board because this made sense to me, I didn't explain it that way. I didn't explain it that way up front. How it was received was, here's this business person, and of course, she's just talking about cost. Of course, she's going to cut staff. Of course, she doesn't value the work that we do as clinicians, whether it was the physicians or the nurses or any of the clinicians. I mean, there was a lot of resistance. And so, your purpose, your why, whatever you want to call it, your passion, your mission, your vision, whatever that is super critical to discuss upfront. I eventually did, more toward the end. I eventually was able truly to cap out-of-pocket cost for our patients, and we were working with the employers to get new contracts and caps on various procedures, and it went wildly well, but it was a lot harder, and it felt um, several times throughout the journey. And I just wish that I had used the purpose conversation to engage people all along the way. If you want to think about how something aligns to your purpose, especially if it's coming to you from your upline or from some other source, really think about your personal purpose. Think about your personal values, your personal character strengths, your personal strengths, and then your teams. And intentionally think through how this purpose can connect to you and your team members, so that as they're getting ready to go through this hard work, this just isn't about one more thing to do, one more thing the boss wants, one more thing the board wants. Oh my gosh, we've got all these priorities. And that will help really align, and it will really help your team remember the broader, and it will help you when the going gets tough. So there's some other information on the slide. I'm happy to answer questions if you have any, but just remember purpose to start. Thank you.